Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're gonna be reacting to
Why do UK supermarkets have clock
what's a
towers?
clock tower?
Supermarkets in the UK.
You see the tower there? And like at the supermarket, I guess. Like on the
Okay, at the top.
yeah. Do we have those in the malls?
I feel like
Like outdoors
but
malls?
I don't think you can actually go in them. I don't know.
I feel like the site is familiar, but I'm not sure.
Okay, have one of these, but have you ever actually looked at one of them? Like, have you noticed that most of them don't actually show the real time?
Really?
Oh, really?
What?
They don't change the time?
What? I'm so confused.
A clock tower on a supermarket,
So
if
it's
you
just
think
for
about
pretty.
it doesn't make any sense. I mean, this isn't a town square, it's a car park. And it's clearly not serving any functional purpose because it's not even set right. So why do so many supermarkets built in the 80s and 90s have one of these? And is it just a coincidence that that's also the time the supermarkets basically took over our country? Our story starts in 1964.
That's random.
If I ask you to imagine what a supermarket should look like, you'll find it pretty easy because you've seen hundreds of them. But when they were designing Britain's first edge-of-town supermarket in Nottinghamshire, it was a blank slate. And although people didn't know what a supermarket should look like, they decided pretty quickly that it shouldn't look like this. These early supermarkets were based on designs from America, and for a while, the novelty of the store that sells
This one looks like a
everything.
mall, not a supermarket.
It does look. It gives me a mall. Yeah. If we being honest, supermarket is a little different.
Was enough to make people look past the ugly exterior.
They claim that everything here is cheaper, but how much cheaper? And how frightened are Caerphilly's small
Maybe supermarket. What they mean by supermarket? Because okay, if we can say it looks like Walmart superstore, let's say, right?
This one look like Walmart?
Let's say, wouldn't that look like Walmart superstore kinda? Like, no? Like a Home Depot? No?
Home Depot got the arches.
No, I'm just saying not the design of it, but the kind of like the principle of it.
Oh, like a supermarket?
Yeah, like a big
store?
store, like
Okay.
not like a Walmart, but not like
Yeah.
the neighborhood home Walmart, but like this Walmart. So like,
Okay.
so maybe by supermarket, that's what they mean. It's like kind of like Walmart size, like grocery store. I think that's what they mean by that.
shopkeepers. I don't see anybody in town going down to the hypermarket in the middle of the week for a cauliflower or a couple of pound of potatoes, you see.
Unfortunately, that's exactly what was starting to happen. Once the stores were built, people seemed to flock to them, but as the 1970s rolled around, it was getting harder and harder to get them built in the first place. People didn't like the way they looked. The architecture critic Lance Wright said that the retailers had chosen the image of the concentration camp, and local councils were starting to become uncooperative as well. Clearly a new design was going to be needed, but what could it be?
What's interesting about this
Yeah.
video? He's standing there in the rain telling the story. Like we don't
Yeah.
need to see him in the rain. He could be on his, on his couch telling the story.
Comfortable.
Yeah, he doesn't need to stand by this clock to tell us the story.
Southwood and Farrows on a river by the sea. Southwood and Farrows, it's a whole new place to be.
Over in Essex, a new town was being built, and the council wanted to put a supermarket right next to the town square. But they had a very strict design guide, which required all buildings to have specific Essex characteristics. And so Asda came up with an idea. 15 miles away, in a town called Coggeshall, there is a 14th century barn and a Victorian clock tower. I haven't found solid proof that this is where they got the idea, but these two buildings are suspiciously similar to their final design.
Oh.
Okay, sure.
This was
Someone
the
cooked with
first
that.
supermarket that looked like this, and now the clock tower makes sense. It's next to a town
This looks
square,
like a
so
real
it fits in
tower.
perfectly.
Like someone can go inside of it.
I would think you could, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what you would do in there, but
Like, you know how inside can have like
I've seen it in the movies. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It would make more sense to go up there. There was like a little window to peek through.
on the other side. I think there is a window.
If there's a window, that makes sense to go up there. I don't know. I don't know what you would do there, but I
It
guess.
still wasn't working when I went there, but still, Asda was onto something here. Turns out if you want to design a supermarket that fits into a local area, you've got to go out, do your research, find some local references, build something that really fits. So is that what they did? A design that was tailor-made for one community became a template that was pasted across the nation. The original reason for the clock tower was forgotten, and the design became known as the Essex Barn style. By 1979, Asda was using the South Wooden Ferris store to try and cast off the image of the ugly
It
supermarket.
looks nice at first, but then over time it kind of look a little.
I don't mind it. I mean, I get it. Okay, if that's what they need to appear more towards like the style of the city, no problem. But why they show the wrong time? That is the question. I hope he addresses that, because that's my biggest question of this video.
If you're of the opinion that a superstore means an eyesore, we hope the evidence from South Wooden Ferris will make you think twice. By the mid-90s, supermarkets had taken over retail. This design had served its purpose, so it was done away with, in favor of designs that are easier and cheaper to mass produce. More recent supermarkets occasionally have clock towers, but that's just because it's kind of an expected thing now. Supermarkets sometimes have clock towers. And sometimes,
Morrison's
if you're
look
really
like Walmart.
Yeah.
lucky,
Like, it's just look modern, like nowadays design, yeah.
they might even show the correct time.
Right, so
But it
why
might
is it
not
not
rain.
showing the correct time?
That'll do.
South Wooden
He didn't address the question. Why is it not correct time?
I think no one sees the purpose to adjusting it.
Yeah,
I don't know how many people can read time on this, anyways.
Well, new kids, yeah, probably can, but older generation.
Older generation cannot see this far.
Well, we are older generation in that sense. Where you can read the clock.
You're gonna check your phone before you check this.
Still,
You
though,
can even have a watch
I
on
mean,
you. You're gonna check your phone before you
right.
check
I
your
don't
watch.
disagree with you. However, I do feel like it should show the correct time, though. Like, that's just like ridiculous to not show the correct time. Like, right, it's not exactly useful nowadays. Nobody's really gonna go look. Oh, although, I don't know. In the gym, sometimes I look at the clock, actual clock, before I look at my phone for the time. So I might.
Why?
I don't know. It's right there. So I was like, oh, what's the time is? It's like I'm
You're
like.
just looking for something to do.
No, I'm like right in front of it, so I was just like, "Oh, what is it?" It's kind of like so. I see people would look at it. I don't know. They should fix that. Oh,
And also wipe it. Like dirty.
repaint it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I wonder, is it just like a just like a coincidence that just this particular one doesn't show the correct time? Or is it like a thing where it's common that these supermarket clocks don't show the correct time? Because I feel like if it is common, then it honestly deserves like a separate video by itself, like why supermarket clocks don't show the correct time.
Because I think who would you have to go up there?
Maintenance workers. Somebody has to maintain this building. So whoever maintains that building has to go up there, change the clock. So to answer the question, oh, can you go up there from inside? I think you go up there to change the time, to fix it.
I think it's kind of spooky now to go. I would think it's kind of spooky.
That's your job. You know?
Check the comments. Maybe they can explain to us.
Let's see. This is the start of the series where I'm called the small questions. You know, when people Google something and you can't find an answer, I'm gonna make it. Okay, that's interesting. Cool, good idea. Close enough. Welcome back, Tom Scott. The YouTube algorithm has chosen you, and we shall watch your career with a great interest.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, that
to
is
be
interesting. The
chosen.
guy has 28K subscribers and 1.2 million views in like 8 days or something.
That's
Good for him.
crazy.
Yeah. This is why I prefer YouTube over television, because you can find really cool little videos like this. Yeah, that was cool.
He didn't tell us anything.
No, he knows the history of it. Like I
guess.
understand why it like he answered the question why it has the clock. It's just he raised another question: is why doesn't it show correct time? That's what
Is that video number 2?
that honestly that would be a great follow-up video for him. Peak Britain, a design that is everywhere. Nobody knew why, but just kept doing it.
That's interesting.
And a piece to camera in prime British weather. Yep.
He has a good sense of humor.
Okay.
Guys, of course, let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord. And as always, share as much kindness as possible.